right, everybody. Well, first off, I just want to take a minute and thank everybody for coming again. This is the third year. We have more fun every year with this thing. As you can see, it grows. We're not trying to grow it, it's just kind of doing it automatically. I read something the other day where they said, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So today I feel really comfortable that I'm not the smartest guy in the room. With some of the people who have been able to come down and help and support this thing. And first off, I really got to thank Scott Doloff from 97 Display and Tim Sarazan Scott Doloff from Rainmaker, Tim Sarazan from 97 Display, because we couldn't do this without them. They're the ones that support it. And when the videos go out to all the school owners around the world, we're able to do that because of their support. So we really want to thank them. So I want you all to understand that our goal here today is to share and to talk about the martial arts industry, what's happening, what we can do to improve. And I know each and every person that's speaking today, and every one of them is a good person and what we call a giver. And so for the rest of the weekend, when you have questions, queries that you want to talk, here's a chance to sit down and talk with some of these people. The speaker's job today is not to sit up here and lecture for an hour at you. We've all had that fun. It's too nice a day. We're on a Caribbean island. We don't need to do that. But what they're going to do is give us some topics that we can talk about throughout the weekend as we network. Sound good? All right. I'll tell you what, let's do this like we did last year as a martial artist. Let's stand up. We'll salute in. Attention and salute. Welcome. Cool. Let's get some energy in here. Wake it up. So first up, of course, bat and lead off, we're going to have Mr. John Cassidy. As you know, he's got, what do you got, 7 schools now?
Yes.
7 schools in his association in the Washington, D.C. area. Very, very successful. Some of us have gone through his trainings in the past, and it's really had a dramatic effect on some of the things we're doing. So, Mr. Cassidy, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
For me at Top Kick, we have 7 locations. 2 of them I own specifically. 2 of them. 5 of them are like franchises, but we got to support them and keep them going forward. So the reality is my job is to take care of certain things within those schools. One of them is support our purpose, our values, our brand absolutes, safe space, okay? And these are things we've instituted at Top Kick. We clarified at Top Kick over the past 3 years. The reality is our purpose, I was talking to Tu, who's one of the owners of Top Kicks as well. He's got a couple locations. The other day I said, we were talking about our brand absolutes. And I said, Tu, you and I don't need those. That's how we were doing business. We do that to clarify it for our team and clarify it for ourselves. What are we looking for in the team that we're building? So our purpose at Top Kick is we empower human potential and spark the adventure of self-discovery. We make the world a better place every day. So that's ambitious, that's big, but it's high value. Like if we could build like our curriculum, our class planners, hour by hour, minute by minute, our people, if they were all on purpose, think of the value of that program. So that's huge, developing a high value program. So we can look at a 3-hour event. Hey, how much of it are we empowering human potential, or is it movies and relay drills or not? Now, if we're pulling those bigger benefits out of it, we are empowering that human potential. Another thing I heard going to Mr. Horton's training, he brought it up very clearly. A lot of us grew up in the martial arts. We pulled a lot of benefits out of kicking and punching. We got a lot of benefits. Why we're here today is because of that kicking and punching. Our curriculum we grew up in, maybe it was very intentional in developing us as leaders, developing our confidence, developing our focus, developing the benefits that we take into business today. Or maybe it wasn't so intentional and we slipped through the cracks and we got those benefits out of it by being involved in it long term. So we all know there's benefits of our curriculum, but more and more these days, a lot of the top operators are being very intentional and building that into their curriculum. And so what I saw building, hey, how do we build that into the curriculum? So his mind, I'll probably hack up some of the things, but he really was, we don't teach martial arts. He talked about we teach people. And then what do we teach people? We teach focus. We teach discipline. We teach perseverance. And we use martial arts to do that. So that mindset alone is big for us. Because thinking about that and thinking about, okay, now we're using a kick, but we're trying to teach focus. We're teaching discipline. Pulling that out of it. Or we're teaching leadership. And I saw some of the leadership development, and that was huge. And I looked at our own curriculum, and we're doing okay, but whether it's after school, summer camp, or a regular evening program, minute by minute, how can we make more impact? So designing that. And personally, I saw about a month ago, my daughter, she went to a geography bee, which was really cool. We were proud of her. There's 5 kids from the 4th grade, 5 kids from the 5th grade, 1 from each class. So once we get to the event, we realize, hey, the only people at this event are the parents of those 10 kids, 1 from each class, and then all the kids. So it was a lot of kids, parents, and then administrator of the bees, which is like principal, vice principal, etc. So Taylor, and then my daughter, she didn't win. She got like 4th place, which was really cool, and we're proud of her. But all 10 kids, you could barely hear them in their answers. So I'm looking at them, as proud as these parents are of their kids. I'm like, could you imagine if one of those kids would have said, Texas, ma'am, Houston, sir, answered with that, and none of them did that. So I was like, we're missing, inclusive of my daughter, I'm saying we're missing something. Why do these kids are doing well academically, but they're missing something? So that's the opportunity for martial arts. What can we do to empower the kids bigger? And we got to be more intentional with that curriculum. So I see a lot of value. So as long as we have clear purpose, and everyone's purpose is different, but are we building our curriculum, our events, our people around that purpose? Values, the typical values of a company. We have some value on financial, keeping a clean and safe environment, having fun, contributing to this community. We like to learn and grow, get out to events like this. We do some learning and growth events at our schools. So we have these values, but the values, the purpose is the why, the values is the how. So as you're looking at things this weekend, or these next couple of days, think of, does this fit? Does this ideal fit with our purpose, fit with our values? So it made so much sense when I would see Master Mel, her cut program, the culture, that's a fit. It fit in our community. The leadership programs that Mr. Horton had, that's a fit. That's a no-brainer, that's a fit. So the ideas we have, and I'm excited to learn stuff too, is what's a fit for my company? So fitting them into the purpose, the values. Safe space, I know Mr. Burke's talking about that a little bit today. We implemented that, and that's really a tool set of some of the communication pieces we have as a company to communicate with each other. So it keeps the relationships between a lot of team members, managers, owners, franchises at a more productive and impactful level. So this has been really powerful for us. So like I said, as a leader of the company, like many of you guys are, I have to nurture that environment of, are we on purpose? Are we getting curriculum? Are we getting people? Getting programs that are on purpose? Are they in alignment of our values? And do we have a safe culture of communication to warrant that, to support that? And then another thing is brand absolutes. Brand absolutes, again, this is a topic I mentioned that Lay and I were talking about. They're pretty basic things. It's like, how do we greet someone? How do we say goodbye? Okay, how do we have one that's called Discover a New Face? It's meeting people. So our instructors have a way of how they would meet a new member. And with this, how we greet prospects. So through brand absolutes, we learned art and science. And that's a second thing we've been doing a lot at Top Geek, is we're turning all of our trainings into art and science type trainings. We realize, at least for our organization, we don't want to tie down everything, but we want to give certain structure. So science is the structure, the must. So example, adding reading is about a must. We define it. So it's not some team members are doing it, some team members are not. And then what's the art? Art is the how. So for our class planners, there's a lot of things that you can do. We have science elements. They need to start and finish on time. That's a science. They have elements of the class planner that need to be hit. But then there's art as well for the instructor to interpret that class plan. Now, just because there's freedom with art, it doesn't mean that there's not good art and bad art. So that's what training and recruitment, we do that for that. So we want good art, of course. We want people with the same view. So that's a big thing. So brand absolutes as well. This has been an important aspect for us. So really, it's not a bunch of things. It's about 5 things. And brand absolutes mean it's company-wide. It doesn't mean, it means if it's an after-school support assistant, it means if it's a manager, it means it's an instructor. These are musts across the company. So that's been valuable for us to define 5 or 6 simple things that are musts. The next step, and we're not there, we're drafting step, is position absolutes. And we have forms of this as like requirements of a position. But again, how cool would it be to say, instructor, what are the absolutes? What are the sciences? What must an instructor do? And what are the artistic elements for that instructor as well? So those are big things within our company right now. And realistically, when I look at it, our company as a whole, 7 locations, couple owned by me, 5 of them are franchises. We're like a gold belt in this process. We defined it like 3 years ago, but it's a beginner's journey. Some schools, some individuals are more competent. Some people aren't as competent. Some locations are better at getting the new people on board. Some locations aren't. So this is part of our journey right now with 7 locations. How do we make this consistent? And how, as an organization, just like martial arts, as much as we say, hey, I want to start now and be a black belt tomorrow, it can't happen. So how can we be a blue belt next year as a company? So this is important for us, and we're looking at angles of improving the people. And just like if you guys have seen that 4 levels of competency chart, it starts off with unconscious incompetence. And really at that level, we don't know what we don't know. So that's a great opportunity. Often, I hope at some levels I'm going to hear something I don't know, and then the next step is going up to conscious incompetence. And it's, I know, but I suck at it, or I'm not good at it. So this is the learning journey. And then next would be conscious competence. We can relate this to martial arts. Wade, our member, didn't know a front snap kick. We teach them, but they're not really good at it. Conscious competence. They know it, but they really got to focus on the skill. They got to focus on chambering, bring that knee up, popping it out. And then mastery levels, unconscious competence. So that's same thing with our brand absolutes. I have some people, brand absolutes, greeting goodbye. Hopefully, we never needed to train them on there. If they're at mastery level, it's natural. That's how we want to hire. But certain skill sets, we're going to have to train and develop and understand that's a learning cycle. So this is a big thing for us, and anything I look at this weekend as well, I'm going to say, how does this impact our purpose, our why? So hopefully we can have a great weekend together. Appreciate everything for you guys. Thank you very much. Whew, it's hot.